What if the thing you learned at work, in school, or just from living your life is worth more than your entire paycheck? I want you to think about that for a second, because most women watching this video have spent years developing skills, frameworks, and systems that other people would pay a premium to learn. In this video, I'm talking about how to create an online course as a beginner, and I'm going to walk you through what it takes, what it costs, and what most people get completely wrong before they ever record a single video. And I want you to stay with me until the end, because I'm going to share something that changed how I think about creating offers, and it might be the piece that's been missing for you. Quick disclaimer before we get into it, I've been building online businesses since 2008. I've sold courses, programs, digital products, and coaching offers. I've made money doing this from a laptop, in between meetings, and yes, even after getting laid off. So this isn't theory, this is lived experience, okay? Now let's get into it. An online course is a packaged learning experience built around one specific transformation. It's not a dump of everything you know or a 47 module masterclass that takes someone 3 years to finish. An online course provides one transformation, one outcome designed for one person who has the problem you know how to solve. Your course doesn't need a fancy platform, a huge following, or a production crew. It needs a clear promise and content that delivers on that promise. Here's what most beginners do wrong. They start building before they know what their client needs. They create content based on what they think is impressive instead of what actually solves a problem. And then they wonder why nobody buys. The first question you need to answer isn't,
what do I want to teach?
The first question you should answer is,
what does my ideal client desperately want to stop struggling with? And what do they want on the other side of that struggle?
When you can answer that second question, your course structure literally writes itself. Your course can be a series of short video lessons, a workbook with written content, live workshops, or a combination of all three. Format matters far less than clarity. Listen to me when I say this. I promise you, a clear 5-module course will outsell an overwhelming 20-module course every single time. Now, I need to stop here and say something that might challenge you a little. Most women who want to create a course are sitting on a gold mine, and they're treating it like a hobby. Like you have knowledge from your career, your education, your failures, and your wins. You have a process for getting a tangible result. You have experience navigating something that someone else is just starting to figure out. That is your curriculum. That's your course. That right there is your second stream of income. The biggest myth about online courses is that you need to be the world's leading expert before you can charge for what you know. You don't. You need to be far enough ahead of your client to guide them from where they are to where they want to be. 10 steps ahead is enough. You don't have to be at the finish line. You don't need a PhD to teach what you know. You need a result and a repeatable way to get there. Let's be clear. Your 9-to-5 was never meant to be your only income stream. I'm talking about one paycheck from one employer dependent upon one person's decision about your value. That is not a financial plan, y'all. And I say that with full love and zero judgment, because I lived that way myself for years. It took getting laid off for me to get crystal clear on something I already knew but hadn't fully acted on. Keep watching, because in just a bit, I'm going to share the exact structure that makes an online course sell and what to do if you're just starting out and don't have a big audience. Now, let's talk about what your course needs to include. I mentioned this just a bit ago, and it's worth repeating. Start with your program promise. In one sentence, state, what will your client be able to do, have, or feel after completing your course? Write that sentence before you write a single lesson. Your program promise is your North Star. From there, your course structure follows a transformation arc. Think of it in 3 phases. Phase 1, where are they now? Phase 2, what do they need to learn and what action steps do they need to take? And phase 3, where do they end up? Every module should move your client from one milestone to the next. If a module doesn't do that, it doesn't belong in your course. You need to cut it. Save it for a bonus, put it in a future program. But don't bloat your course with content that doesn't serve your promised transformation. For beginners, I recommend starting with 5 to 7 modules. Each module should have a clear lesson, an action step, and a short summary or resource. You don't need to be on camera for any of this if that's a barrier for you. Slide-based videos, screen recordings, and audio lessons are all completely valid formats. The tools you need to get started are much simpler than you think. All you need is a way to record your lessons, a place to host your lessons, and a way to take payment. Listen, y'all, that's literally all the tools you need. You can start with tools that cost less than $50 a month. The complexity comes later when you validated that people want what you're actually selling. And that's the part most people skip. They build the whole course before they know if anybody even wants to buy it. So validate first. And all that means is sell your concept before you build your content. You can create a wait list, take pre-sale payments, or run a live version of your course before you ever record a single video. Okay, I want to take a step back for a second because I think this conversation is much more deeper than just about building a course. Multiple streams of income are not a luxury anymore. They're safety, 100% and without a doubt. And an online course is one of the most accessible ways to build income that doesn't require you to trade more hours for more money. You create it once and you sell it repeatedly. Your course doesn't clock out at 5 p.m. It doesn't take PTO and it doesn't get eliminated in a restructure. Listen, your skills are an asset to generate income, but a paycheck disappears the moment your job does. One of the fastest growing categories in online education right now is skills-based courses taught by working professionals. These courses aren't taught by academics or influencers. I'm talking about women who are doing the thing, who have the results, and who can teach it in a way that's practical and real. That's your lane. If you've ever helped a coworker, mentored someone in your field, explained your process to a family member, or trained someone at work, you've already taught someone. You've just never packaged it and priced it. Now I want to pause here real quick and invite you to something that goes even deeper on this. If you want to understand exactly how to turn your skills into a real income stream, if you want to learn what makes coaching viable as a first offer, what most women get wrong when they try to start, and why structure matters more than credentials or a big following, I want you to drop the word income in the comments below. And I'll give you the link to my free training. Because let me tell you, this training is the kind of clarity that makes everything click into place. Okay, let's talk about selling, because creating a course and selling a course are two completely different skills. And most beginners think if they build it, they will come. They won't. Not without a clear message and a reason to buy. Like I said, your course needs a specific, tangible promise. Emphasis on the word specific, because vague promises don't convert.
Learn all about social media.
Doesn't sell. But
Get your first 3 clients from Instagram without posting every day.
that's a seller. Now let me tell you specifically what makes a course sell. After your promise, your course needs a defined audience. Let me be clear. Your course is not for lottie-dottie and everybody. Your course is for one specific person with one specific problem. The next thing your course needs is a price that reflects the value of the outcome, not the cost of your time to create it. This is where beginners leave the most money on the table. They underprice because they're not confident, but an underpriced course signals low value to your buyer, not affordability. And the last thing that will make your course sell is a launch strategy. Even a small one. You can't post about your offer one time and think it's going to sell. You need to talk about your course before it launches, during the launch, and after you launch it. You need to share your story, your results, and your clients' results. You need to make the case for why this matters and why people should opt into it now. Your course won't sell itself. You have to sell the transformation, and the course is supposed to deliver it. This is exactly why I created 2K in 2 hours. It's a training built specifically for women who are ready to create and launch a profitable offer without overthinking it, without a big audience, and without starting from scratch. If you're watching this and thinking,
I want to do this, but I don't know where to start,
this is your starting point. You can check it out on my website at herincomeedit.com/2K or click the link in the description. Now here's what I want you to walk away with from this video. You don't need to know everything to start. You need to know enough to help someone who is where you once were. You have a skill set that someone would gladly pay to learn. You have a way of doing things, explaining things, navigating things, and that has real value in the marketplace. So the question isn't whether or not you're qualified. The question is whether or not you're willing to stop waiting for permission that was never coming. Your 9-to-5 is not a backup plan. It's not guaranteed. And your skills deserve to be working harder for you than they are right now. An online course isn't just a product. It's leverage. It's freedom. It's a second stream of income that belongs to you, no matter what happens to your job. The skills you've been giving away for a salary, they were always worth more than that. If you're new here, I'm Nick Scott, and I help women turn their skills into coaching income, digital products, and online businesses. And if you're ready to go beyond course creation and into building your first offer, watch this video next. It's one of my most honest videos, and I think it'll resonate for exactly where you are right now. Okay? I'll see you there.